Now I know this can kind of divide the audience. Some people love them, some people hate them. It just, I felt, helped with like homesickness and things. I really think it helps your bedroom go from like stressful study zone during the day to like relaxing, calming space during the evening. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I recently filmed a video all about the things you don't need to take to university and it went down really well with you guys, so I only thought it was fair that I come on here and do a video all about the dorm room essentials that you're going to need, as well as some things that are going to just make your dorm room feel a bit prettier, a bit more at home, like some decor ideas. But I've also got a load of practical ideas coming up as well, which are all things I found really handy, especially in first year, like moving in, getting to grips with my new dorm room and my new flatmates and everything like that. So stay tuned and hopefully there'll be some useful tips along the way. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about like the decor and the fun bits, the colourful bits, just because that was the part I was most excited for. I love decorating a good room, I love Pinterest and all of those kind of things, so I'm going to talk about that first and then I'll move on to like the more practical side. Okay, so the first thing that I personally think makes a huge difference, especially if your dorm room is really small like mine was, is some cute bedding. Now this can either be your sheets or like throw blankets or anything like that. Pick one with a pattern, pick something colourful, just because it really lightens up the room. It adds so much colour and texture and things like that. You can obviously do multiple blankets depending on how hot or cold your climate is. Being in England, I definitely took multiple blankets and I was very happy about it, but it also just looked cute and I think it really does make a huge difference to that one corner. Having plain sheets is fine, but I just think it adds so much character and personality, and you can really like switch up every now and then, like completely change the whole feel of the room just through your bedding, which I think is really cool. I'm also a big fan of seasonal bedding, like give me some holiday bedding. I'm in love with it, I don't know why, but saying that, I do just have white sheets now, but it's because I can decorate the whole rest of my room, which is a lot bigger than my dorm room was. So yeah, definitely bear in mind that maybe you might want to up from your white sheets to some more colourful ones. With that comes throw pillows. Now I know this can kind of divide the audience. Some people love them, some people hate them and think like they're a waste of space. I get both sides. I'm definitely one for throw pillows, but my boyfriend definitely isn't. We currently have 3, not sure if you can see that, but we currently have 3, which seems to be a happy medium. But come your dorm room, it's just you, it's your space. Do what you like, so have as many throw pillows as you like. Again, it's a really great way to add in different textures, colours, add in a bit of personality, and you can always switch them out if you just have like multiple pillow covers. They're also really fun to DIY, so if you don't really have the budget to go out and buy some amazing throw pillows, because sometimes they can be pretty expensive, you can definitely DIY them, and there are so many videos on YouTube about how to do that. I've DIY'd a few plain ones of just like literally sewed a rectangle. Seems to have worked out alright, so give it a go, why not, and it will just make your room feel so much more personalised to you. The next thing I think is so crucial to personalise your space even more and just make it so custom to you is either photos or prints. Now photos I think are great because it just, I felt, helped with like homesickness and things. I could bring bits of home with me to my new dorm room, and whether that's you have a Polaroid wall, maybe that's you just have a few frames, maybe that's you just print photos off from your phone and make like a mood board or something like that. You can be so creative with it, but it just reminds you of home, reminds you of all your friends and like the good times, and you can add to it that throughout university, which I think is really fun. If you don't want to opt for the photo route, you can obviously go for prints, which is another great way to decorate your space and fill up some wall space, which can be quite plain sometimes. And you can obviously do different sizes, create a gallery wall, or you could just have one standalone piece like I do up here. If you didn't just want to pick out kind of your generic prints from online, you can also create customizable prints, and one place you can do this is Mapiful. Mapiful is a website which has 4 different personalizable prints, which I think is so cool. They have the kind of typical map print, they have a star map print, they have a zodiac print and a text art print. So you can really choose what works for you, and they're so special because you can completely personalize it. You can put in a date, you can put in a specific place, so perhaps if you're doing the typical map, you could do the country where you had your honeymoon or the place where you were born. You could also opt for a star map, which is what I have done, and this was very kindly gifted to me, and I'm so excited to show it to you because I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Me and Christian opted for this one just because I think it's so special. This is the night sky of the day of our anniversary, so what was really cool about this is we could put in the exact location and the date, and it would just take a snapshot of your night sky, and then we personalized that so much, so you can choose the different colours and style of it, so we went for the bright option, which just meant it was like super minimal, which I really liked, especially because I feel like it goes with any space, which we were really keen for. You can then go ahead and take out any of the text that you don't want or any of the prints that you don't want. So we took out the constellations and the grid just so that it was super minimal and almost like a snapshot of if you just looked up at the night sky, that is what you would see. You can then go ahead and adjust the fonts and the text. So we took out the text that said Bournemouth and typed in that night sky so that it was a little bit more personal to us. Maybe people walking around the room wouldn't necessarily know what it was, but you can completely put in like our anniversary, our wedding, anything like that. Just make it super personal to you. And they also come in a range of sizes, which I think is really great, especially when working with a smaller dorm room, because you can make it part of a gallery wall, you can have it as a standalone piece, and it can be completely personalised to your space. As I said, Mapiful gifted this to me and I'm so excited to have it in my home. It would make a really great gift as well if you were doing perhaps a birthday present. You could always choose like the zodiac sign or anything like that, which I was really tempted to get for myself, but I wanted to be able to share it with Christian, so we opted for the star map, which I'm so happy about. But the other great thing about Mapiful is that they have free worldwide shipping, so if you did want to look into getting one for your dorm room, you definitely could. I will leave all of that information below if you are interested in any of that. So yeah, prints are another really great option. I actually opted for a photo wall, and I also made a collage of like different prints and magazine clippings and things like that and stuck it on the front of my wardrobe because that was just another blank space that I could fill up. Another thing which I think transforms a space is fairy lights. I would usually say candles, but obviously in your dorm room you can't really have candles because of the fire hazard and everything like that, so you kind of have to opt for an electric alternative, I guess, which I chose fairy lights. I had them strung up around my bed and it just makes night times and evenings so cozy and peaceful and gives you like a nice little ambient feeling, you know. So I think that's really important to bring with you as well. It's really great for like movie nights with your friends as well, just for like setting the right atmosphere. I really think it helps your bedroom go from like stressful study zone during the day to like relaxing, calming space during the evening, which we all need as students. So moving into the more practical side of your dorm room essentials rather than like the pretty things, which I personally love a lot, my first tip would be to take a September calendar with you. So this would be like a huge maybe A2 calendar that runs from September through to September, so kind of like the academic year. I found this so helpful, not only to like write down all my deadlines on and things like that, but also to write down when people were coming up to visit or when I was going back home to visit, just so then I could almost like count down the days. I had a visual representation and it just made uni all the more exciting because I always had something to look forward to. In the same sense, a pinboard is also really useful. Sometimes your uni will provide you with one of these, otherwise you'll have to bring your own. I think our uni provided us with like a huge one. It was like the whole backing of one wall was pinboard, which was really great, but it just means you can pin up any information sheets you have, any reading lists, any revision notes, any cards from people you've been networking with. You can pin those all up and that almost creates a display in itself. You could also obviously do like memories, so if you have like concert tickets or anything like that, you can also pin those up. So it's another way to either utilize your space to be an efficient student space or utilize it to make kind of a cool kind of mood board, dream board area. My next thing is crucial and I'm so happy I bought it, but it is a speaker. Now I'm not saying you have to take like a boom box with you, like a huge heavy duty speaker. My speaker was, I think it's called a sound square, and it's literally like this big, and it was so handy because it just meant when I had friends around, when we were doing pre-drinks, when we were going out, anything like that, I could pop on my speaker and just kind of create the like party atmosphere, I guess. Whilst uni is about studying and you have a lot of revision and a lot of studying to do, it also has it's fun to it, you know. You can go out, have a good time with your friends and everything like that, so having a speaker was super handy, especially for like barbecues in the park or just doing pre-drinks. Like I said, it was very handy to have, and it meant that I think 2 of us in our flat had a speaker, so it was really good that at least one of us did. My next thing, which I hope is super obvious but I thought I'd put it in here anyway, is an extension cable. In this room currently I have like 2 extension cables. I'm a big lover of an extension cable just because in your dorm room you're probably only going to have 1 or 2 sockets, maybe 3 at most, depending on obviously the size of your dorm room. And I obviously had a lot more things to plug in. You have your phone charger, you have your laptop charger, you have a hairdryer, you have hair straighteners, you have all of these things, all of these appliances. So I think it's really great to bring an extension cable, especially if you have people coming to visit. They can use one of those to plug their things in, and it just means you can really optimize your space, which is super handy, and you don't have the faff of like unplugging, plugging things back in. Even if you don't necessarily use it, I think it's really good just to have one spare just in case. My next thing is a blow up bed or like a camping bed. I took one of these up to university with me the first year, and it was so useful, again, for when people come to visit or when people from other accommodations are staying around your accommodation. It just means they have somewhere comfortable to sleep. You can pop it up in your room if there's enough space, and it just means you can have people stay over for like multiple days at a time, and it's just really fun. Even if it's like a student from another university or whether your family are coming up to visit, it's a really great way of making people feel comfortable in your space. And it packs down so small, like an airbed packs down really small, so it's very easy to just store at the bottom of your wardrobe or something and save for when people come to visit. My next thing I initially didn't plan on bringing. I kind of bought it to carry stuff up and thought I was going to send it back with my parents, but it turns out I needed it very much, and I'm so happy I kept it. And it is a storage bin. Now obviously people are going to have many a storage bin probably for like organizational things and that kind of thing, but my storage bin was huge, like literally like massive, and it was full of food. So basically our kitchen had very limited storage, and I often found that when I put my snacks and things in the kitchen, they would disappear, which was not great. So I had a mini fridge in my room already, which was really great. The university provided that anyway, so I could keep all kind of my cool stuff in there, but for my snacks and everything like that, I needed somewhere to put it. So I had a storage bin just at the end of my bed. It didn't take up too much space. I mean, it was pretty substantial, but it worked in my space, which I was really happy about. And whether you wanted to store food in there, whether it was high heels and shoes, whether it was jackets, anything like that, it just means you have a little bit more extra space, because you don't always have tons of storage in your dorm room. Definitely not as much as I had at home, so it was quite nice to have a little bit of spillover, I guess, and somewhere to put my things. But yeah, they are all of my dorm room essentials. I wanted to keep the list pretty low, so I kept it just to 10 items so that it was nice and short and sweet for you. But hopefully you have really enjoyed this video and found something useful out of it, some ideas for you to decorate your dorm room, or just some useful things that you necessarily hadn't have thought of but will be really handy starting uni. I did just want to thank Mapiful again for gifting me this print, and if you are interested, don't forget to check out the description box down below to check out their prints and maybe decorate your dorm room. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe down below, because I'm currently posting 3 videos a week. So if you're bored, sat at home looking for some more content to watch, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you very soon.